The current album, Good Girl Gone Bad, it was inspired by so many different genres of music and all kind of different topics. Like there's some really cool topics. If you just look at the track listing and you see the titles, it makes you want to hear the song because the titles are weird, like Umbrella, Shut Up and Drive, Breaking Dishes, Rehab. When I was making this album, it was very important that it was edgy and different. I didn't want it to sound like anything else that I've ever done, nothing that I've ever heard. I wanted it to be very fresh and new, and I wanted every song to be a potential single. You know, I didn't want any album cuts. I was not about doing that. I just wanted 12 hit records, and I felt like we accomplished that. I worked with some great people. I worked with Timbaland, Justin Timberlake. I worked with Dream and Tricky, who gave me Umbrella, of course. Justin Timberlake, he wrote Rehab. It was really weird to see him write, because he came into the studio and Timbaland, he had this crazy idea. He wanted to call the song Rehab, and he had the sickest track, and we were just vibing to it. And when Justin came in, it just rolled off of his tongue. He just started pacing back and forth and like just mumbling to himself, and then he was like, got it. He went in the studio, he put down a demo, and that was it. Like, he didn't write anything on paper. I call him the Jay-Z of R&B. He's great. And Neo, of course, I love working with Neo. He's hilarious. He is a little, something has to be wrong with him, because he just writes like crazy. I wonder sometimes, how does he come up with these concepts? But he's great. He's fun to work with. Great guy.
I can't stand how much I need you.
I'm originally from Barbados. I was born and raised there. I got my start in music after I started singing in school, and one of my really good friends, she knew a producer from New York. She introduced me to him, and I auditioned for him, and we finally put a demo together, finished it, we sent it out to a few labels, we auditioned for Def Jam, and we signed the deal pretty much right away, and that's how I got started. Being on the road for me is one of the most relaxing parts about my job, my career. It's always hard to travel a lot and, you know, fly here, fly there. But when you're on tour, most of the time you're in a bus. So most of the time you're on the bus and you sleep. You know, this is where I get my sleep, you know, from city to city. I watch TV sometimes, you know, just to get the time passing by. But when I finally get to the venue and we get on stage, it's a completely different thing. It's a rock star show. It's so much energy. It's just fun. We have fun on stage because we don't really get to hang out on the bus. So when we get to the venue, we just go crazy on stage. One thing I have to have on tour, one thing, well, I'd probably say my cell phone, because that's the only way I get to communicate with the outside world. My family, my friends, business people, you know, that's very important. But also, you know, costumes, the band, musicians, yeah. As I grow as an artist, my influences change, you know, they vary. I was influenced a lot. I love Mariah Carey. Love her. Like, she was one of those artists that made me want to do this. And now I'm influenced a lot more by Madonna. Like, I look up to Madonna so much. Like, I research her background, because growing up in Barbados, we don't get exposed to Madonna a lot. A lot of people don't know Madonna, they don't know her music. So after I moved to the States and I started finding out more about her, I adore her. So now she's one of my big influences. I know that I've accomplished a lot, but I also know that there's so much more to be accomplished, and I am very grateful for what I've succeeded in so far, but I'm not satisfied. I want to keep on going and getting better.